Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. I am Heather with Rose Hill Paper Cottage, and this is part 2 of the quilt journal. I'll be, showing you all the different, pages that I've put inside. So as I'm flipping through it and just kind of showing you, what I chose, I just want to take the opportunity to really thank you guys for all of your comments, both here and on Instagram. I just really appreciate, all the support, the likes, the shares, everybody who purchased, who sees potential with these, shabby, worn, adorable quilt pieces. I really, really do appreciate it. And so I just wanted to say thank you for that. A lot of these papers are in the kit. A few of them aren't. Obviously, I am kind of just, catering this journal, just based on, what I see, using a few of my own things, but I am using quite a few things that are already, in the kit itself. This particular little card, I think, is I can't remember. It's like some sort of time card. It has a tear on both sides. And so you're going to see me use some washi here that fixes the tears. This is from Amity Bloom. She just released some really, really pretty washies. And so this is from her collection. I don't remember the name of this tape. I don't even know if she has any, left or anything, but you can always check out her Etsy shop. I'll try to remember to put the link below for her if you've never heard of her before. And but I chose a lot of the, the pages. I actually, you can see a little bit of the blue off to the left from the letter that was written in that really fun, ink pen or marker or whatever was used. And I used it as a page in here. You'll also see, the tea-dyed paper. When you see the doily, I actually just went in and I think it was the journal boat that I printed a bunch of different florals just to bring in that floral element. And on the back side of them, Sam Poole has this amazing doily kit, and I can't remember the name of it, but I'll remember to try to, put all those links below for you. So I just printed on the back side of all those beautiful florals, her doilies, and I left them, neutral. She has a bunch of different pinks and teals in the kit, but I just kind of stayed more neutral just because I had color kind of going on throughout. And I love the texture that it gives. I did print it out on linen paper, but it also has its own, textural feel, this 3D, image on it. It looks neat. So you'll see that as I kind of flip through, the pages. So every doily page is Sam Poole's, and then on the reverse side, the floral that's a shabby floral, I believe, is from the journal boat. So really pretty elements. I just wanted this to have this overall, shabby feel. I feel like I went that way with the cover. And so I kind of wanted to incorporate that inside while, using kind of more subdued and neutral, colors in there with just kind of little pops of color. And the reason for that is because I'm going to put some tabs and ruffles, and I just kind of wanted that to kind of feel more in the background, I suppose. But everything is just so pretty. I love it. So I'm just checking, I believe, here to see if any other papers are damaged or need taped. And then I made something really cute. So I made this little zipper case. I actually was going to incorporate the zipper on the back of the cover, but I forgot about it. And so I made the side pocket instead. And so I'm I need to do something with this zipper. I mean, how fun is this? So I just kind of took some of the scraps and the chenille, and I made this cute little zipper. Oh my gosh, this little zipper pouch. Oh my gosh, it's adorable. I believe everybody's zipper is 14 inches. So that's, very, very long. And so I cut, this to the size I needed. I kind of measure it, with the journal cover. And I didn't want it to be longer than the actual journal, because it would be something that you could kind of just slip inside or put on the, on the cover of it, to tie it around. And I just did a shabby, a shabby finish. I have not sewn a zipper since I took a sewing course in college, just, I don't know, just to take the course. I mean, I am self-taught. I already knew how to sew, but I guess maybe I thought, it'd be an easy course and maybe hone my skills or whatever. But it was so like meticulous and precise, and that's just not my thing. I really just like to kind of be more messy. That's just how I am. And so this was really up my alley. So it is called winging it here, folks. This is just truly just me, just trying things out, seeing if they work. My zipper now, I don't know if any of your guys' zippers, when you try them, I mean, they're like this like plasticky type, zipper. And I'm no zipper guru, but it just, like it's a little tough to like do the zipper, up and down. So I don't know, if it's just the age of them or what. So hopefully this lasts a while. I just feel like, you have to kind of pull one end really taut, and then the zipper kind of goes back and forth. And then I had to really be diligent about cutting the chenille, really, that was close to the zipper so that it didn't get caught in the zipper. So, but that's just stuff that you learn as you go along. So I'm winging it here. I'm like, well, maybe I'll just finish one of these edges. I don't know if I'll finish the other edge. Currently right now it's unfinished. I kind of like it. I like that like shabby look to it, but it's so super fun. Oh my gosh, it's adorable. I just think it's so cute. So I don't know what you guys will do with your zippers, but this is just, oh my gosh. I just love it. I love the little patchwork, strip. I was like, oh my gosh, maybe I could make just some shabby little zipper, pouches. So who knows, maybe that'll be in the future. It was so cute. Oh, I'm ridiculous at times. Oh gosh. So I incorporated all of the pieces there, except for just that little rose that's kind of in the center is in the kit. I mean, the chenille is, and the quilt pieces are. Obviously everybody's piece is different, but you could just pick things that, you like. But the pouch is so soft. That chenille is so, so soft. I've purchased, chenille before, and, sometimes it can be rougher because it's, old, but this one is so super soft. I don't actually know the age of it, but so I'm kind of measuring. So I may shorten it just a little bit. I haven't quite decided. I'll check to see, if things, fit inside. And it looks like there's plenty of room. I mean, how perfect is it for like, a paintbrush, scissors, your markers or pens? It's just, oh my gosh, it's adorable. I'm sure I've said that like a bazillion times, but that's just how I roll. So I really had to like pull that. And I don't know, my zipper was like folded, and I'm not exactly sure, maybe because of the length of it that they fold it, but I don't know why they do that either. And there's probably a way to like flatten it. But I just didn't think probably adding heat with the like the nylon or whatever the zipper teeth are made of was a good idea. So maybe if you just flatten it, several days at a time, I don't know, under some heavy books, I'm not really sure. Or maybe wet it. That was another thought. But it doesn't matter. I cut the majority of it off. So now I am making ruffles. And you can, stitch directly to your paper if you want to. You could actually make the ruffle and just glue it down. And you'll see that I do one like that. Sometimes I just feel like some materials just work better, one way or the other. But, obviously you can do the ruffle however you want. You can even hand stitch them on. And I just think they're really cute. I just really wanted some fun ruffles on the edges. And I think I put in about 5. I'm not 100% sure, but... And there's really no rhyme or reason. I'm not an expert ruffle maker. I love mine wonky, and I just, honestly, when I stitch them, I don't try to perfectly pleat them or anything. I just, push the material in and stitch, and then push the material in and stitch. So, you can see there, I mean, some material just kind of lends itself to make it look like it's perfect pleats, but that's not my goal. I don't aim to make perfect pleats or anything like that. Some material just, it's just kind of how it goes as it slides under the foot. The thinner a material is, the more like kind of, roughly it'll be and not so perfect looking. And I tend to angle, these a lot. Sometimes you can do them straight. You don't have to, angle them. I don't know. I kind of like the look of it, I guess. And then, I'm leaving a lot of my threads kind of in this because I just feel like that's the overall feel of it. So I'm stitching, I just glued a little bit of, chenille to the front of this, cover. I don't know. I just thought, bringing in some more texture. I'm a very textured, type of person. I like to feel, things. And, I like the way that they feel, and the chenille being so soft. And the cover is so soft that I thought, just bringing those elements, inside, the journal was, a good idea. And I like the way that it looks, with just the rows of the chenille. And you'll see more of it as we go. There'll actually be a part 3. I mean, the videos are just so long when I'm actually doing this, and it's sped up. But it takes a long time, to create these videos, and then I edit them, and, a lot of times they're so long still. And so I have to, cut things out. And so we are into 3 videos. I don't think it'll be longer than that. So this is part 2, and then I'll release part 3 once I finish it. Because at this point, I still need to bind my journal. I haven't bound it yet. So you're just going to see all the different ruffles that I do in this video. And I think at the end, I start the tabs, I think. So this is this pretty lace. This lace is from Emily at Blue Linen Cottage. I think that's what her shop name is, and I'll link that below too. She always has really, really beautiful laces and trims, and sometimes wallpaper, and, quilt pieces or fabric. She also sells like the spools that you can keep your trims and fabric on. So her shop is great. She's got a lot of beautiful things there. I think she still might have this lace actually in her shop. But it's really easy to work with. It's very pretty. I really love the look of it. So I just, it comes in like a larger piece. So I just cut, whatever width that I wanted for my ruffle. And then, I just went from there and then, did my ruffle. So here's the piece that you're going to see. I'm actually going to stitch the ruffle and then glue it onto the page. I just felt like this actual material is kind of thick, and I just feel like, it's a good material to actually glue down instead. And I didn't feel, like confident enough about stitching it onto that avocado dyed paper and having it be, out on the edge like how I wanted it to be. I just felt like this solution was a little bit better. And you know what? That's okay. You don't have to stitch everything in your journal. You can glue things down. It's totally fine. And you can mix the two. Or glue everything. That's what I love. I just love creating junk journals because there's just such freedom, with it. To just kind of do whatever you want to do. It's hard to kind of wrap your head around that about, messing up, to not ruin something. But I have found that it's such a freeing, craft to just kind of do whatever. And it all works out, so many things are fixable and they just turn out so well. I just feel like it's a very forgiving art, basically. So I'm just applying a little bit of, the Beacons glue to the edge. I mean, you can use, whatever kind of glue, you like to use. something that's going to hold your ruffle, on. And I don't add a whole lot of glue, really. It doesn't need a whole lot. It's not like, you're going to tear on the page or, tug on it or anything like that. And that's such a pretty fabric. I'm not sure where it came from. I think I got that as a Happy Meal or a gift or something. I can't remember. So that checkered fabric is from a previous kit. I had done the garden journal kits. That's where that one comes from. But it's really pretty. It really, flows with this journal, and it's also on the cover. So that's a great thing. If you're unsure of like what ruffles to use, compare them to your cover and see if they kind of, the colors are kind of the same thing. It'll all make sense. It'll all flow together when you just kind of utilize elements that are, matching to whatever, your cover is, whatever your papers are. It'll all flow together in the end. That's how I choose a lot of things that I, pick for creating is I just kind of like start with, whatever is my main piece. And then I start adding, from that, all the different, papers, the colors, and then all the, the trims, any kind of decoration, that sort of thing. So I think I have a couple more ruffles to sew. But see, look how cute all that is there. That's so cute. So on this one, you'll see this fabric strip is a little bit wider than what I've been working with by just a little bit. So I want to make sure that, it doesn't come out like further than the others. So a lot of times what I'll do is I will just kind of line it up with the page, and then I'll mark on the page kind of where the inside piece should be. So I think you'll see me do that here shortly. So I'm making sure that everything's kind of somewhat level. I mean, they don't have to be perfect, but you don't want one that's like, they're all like kind of the same. And then you have one that's extended like a half inch out beyond the others. Or it'd be better if it were like in, a half inch instead. So I'll just take like a little pencil mark and I'll just put it at the top. And then that's how I kind of line up, where my fabric, should be. You can also just kind of eyeball a line on your page if it happens to have it, or writing or whatever. But sometimes I find it difficult to do the ruffle, make sure your page is lined up, make sure the ruffle, just keeping everything kind of like in line. I wouldn't say it's an easy task, with everything. I feel like it's so much better to work with things that are see-through so that you can see your paper underneath. So I do like, working with those. So you'll see me check it, several times just to make sure. I even have like a piece of washi, but, coordination, just not my thing. I love mixing all of these like patterns too, all of these different, florals and designs and stuff. I love it. I love the way that it all looks together when it's all mixed up, stuff that you would like never really think to put together. It just works. It looks good. This is actually ledger from like the 1870s. I had used it in my last design team project, and it is like such a nice thick paper, and I love it. I love embossing with it. It just makes a great, sturdy paper for journals. That wasn't in the kit, but I do sell it in my shop. I'm sure there's some in my shop. But it's huge sheets. Huge. So I think all the ruffles are now sewn in, but I feel like there needs to be something else on a page. So what I'm going to do here is just some really cool like lacy tabs. And this will be the last part that you'll see for this video is me, adhering these. I glue them, I tack them into place a little bit, let that dry, and then I'll run them through the sewing machine. So in the next video, we'll finish everything up. I'll show you how I'm doing, lots of other, fabric tabs, pockets, that sort of thing. I can't remember if I show a little bit of the pocket on this one. I don't think so. I think it's just these tabs, but you'll see in the next video, just everything kind of like finished up. And so if you have any questions, feel free to put them below. But thanks for watching, and I hope you get some inspiration in this. So I will see you next time in the next video, and we will finish this beauty up. I'm looking forward to that.